Hey guys, Matt here. Welcome to Learn to Discern. So, in the United States, there's a phrase that we use called keeping up with the Joneses. If you've never heard that phrase before, basically you're just saying that a person is looking at the lifestyle of the people around them and they're trying to do everything possible to ensure that their lifestyle matches up with everybody else's. You don't want to be living below everybody else. You don't want to be living in the smallest house or have the least amount of money. You have to keep up with everybody else. It's a very common attitude and mindset for people to have in the United States, and many people orient their lives around it. Hey, I got to make sure that everybody else is not outpacing me, especially when it comes to finances or possessions. Well, it may be common in American thinking, but it certainly does not line up with the principles that we find in God's Word. Proverbs 12:9 in the ESV says, "Better to be lowly and have a servant than to play the great man and lack bread." You know, for so many people, there is a temptation to want to compare their life with everybody else. And I certainly think that social media has made this so much worse, where a person can take pictures of themselves at the absolute best moment and record videos of them celebrating life achievements. And then they go and post those things on social media. They're not necessarily putting all of the lowlights, only the best things, only the best experiences. So we are inundated with information and a perception of how people are living. But often that perception does not live up with reality. It doesn't match reality at all. But nonetheless, when we can see a perception and we think, hey, people are living at this particular level up here, there can be something inside that says, I need to make sure that I'm keeping up with everybody else, that I'm doing exactly what they are doing. And when people have that mindset, it can cause them to make very poor and very foolish decisions. So this proverb that we looked at, it says it's better to be lowly and at least have a servant. So you have a humble appearance, but you have everything taken care of. In fact, you're doing all right. Even though everybody else may not know it, you're doing quite okay. It says that is better than to play the great man. Make everybody think that you have so much, but you lack bread. See, that can be the byproduct of trying to keep up with the Joneses. Friends, we need to be people who are not concerned with what everybody else is doing. We don't need to be concerned about how much money everybody else has, what possessions they have, where they're taking vacation, none of those things. Rather, we need to be focused on the things that God has told us to focus on in His Word. We are not to worry about our reputation with everybody else, outside of just making sure that we have a good reputation in the sense of we are people of character and integrity. But we don't need to be concerned if people think that we don't have as much as they do. No, it's better to live life in a wise manner, to be able to provide for our basic needs. And unfortunately, I think there are many people, even within the church, that are strapping themselves with debt and financial issues because they are trying to keep up with the Joneses. Friends, it's not about that. It's not about that at all. Whatever money we have, God has given to us. It is ultimately His money. We are simply stewards. We are trying to use it in a way that is pleasing and glorifying in His sight. We don't need to worry about what our neighbors down the street think about what we have going on. We need to make sure that we are making wise decisions, that our finances are being used to make the best possible choices that will give us an opportunity to have our basic needs met, but also to be generous with the rest of our finances. So I want to encourage you today, if you think that maybe there's a chance you've been trying to keep up with the Joneses, I just want to encourage you, don't get caught up in what everybody else is doing. God will provide for your basic needs. Focus on what He wants you to do with that money. After all, it is His money to begin with. Okay, friends, I hope this content today is helpful to you. If it was and you want to help get content like this out to more people on the internet, please take a second now to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, God bless.